Andre.
Hi, nice to meet you, Andre.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming in today. So from my notes, I see here that you are defending to me based on a case of domestic violence.
Yes.
This is your third offense.
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about what's happened. What happened? What's going on with your third offense?
My ex-wife, she came by the house to pick up the kids. She's always nagging about something, and we got into it. She told the police that I put my hands on her, and I ended up going to jail. So now I'm sitting here because after 24 hours in jail, also after 7 days a week session with you, because they feel like I got a problem, and I keep telling them it's her.
Okay.
She's provoking these things.
So, looking at my recording, I've got her account of what happened on that day. I want to start with the most recent incident, and since this is your third offense, then we'll work backwards to kind of understand what happened with the other two. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. So, take me back to that day and explain to me exactly what happened in your encounter with your ex-wife.
She pretty much came to pick up my two kids, and we got to arguing about. She felt like the kids wasn't ready, and one of them, she said his clothes, his shirt was dirty, and so we got into an issue. And then my current wife came downstairs. They got into it as well, and I was trying to pull them apart. And my ex-wife tried to say that I was trying to choke her or something, and she called the police, and they came and got me.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand what you're telling me, your account of what happened. So your ex-wife came to get the kids. She believed that they weren't clean, and they weren't ready to be picked up. Your current wife had words with your ex-wife. You, in an effort to separate them, to kind of stop the situation, kind of got in the middle of them.
Right.
Your ex-wife says that you tried to choke her.
Right.
And in fact, you're saying that you were just trying to separate them. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So, in thinking about that, I think choking is a very kind of definitive thing. Do you think it's in any way possible that you remember putting your hands around her neck?
I was trying to pull her apart so I can see where I grabbed her by the waist, one around the waist, and then I kind of pulled her, the other arm, like around this part of her, and just trying to pull them back.
Okay.
And she just said I put it around her neck and she couldn't breathe. And
so I think I have a clear picture of what happened that day. How often do you see your ex-wife?
I try to avoid as much as possible. She drops the kids off on the weekends, so that's when I see her. She come pick them up Sunday.
Okay. So this is your third incident. So tell me about the first and the second incident. So let's start with the first.
Well, the first one was a old girlfriend back in maybe when I was 24 or something like that. We had an issue, altercation there, and things did get a little physical.
So was she your wife at this time?
No, she was just my girlfriend.
She was just your girlfriend.
Yeah. So I ended up having to serve some time on that. Was on probation for about a couple months dealing with that situation. And then the second one is with my ex-wife. When we were married, we had another run-in where the police were called to my house.
Okay. So let's go back and talk about the first one, the initial situation. You said that you all had an issue. Explain to me kind of the nature of this relationship, because at some point you did get married. So what was your relationship initially when you were boyfriend and girlfriend? Just dating?
With my ex-wife, or the very first one?
The very first one.
We were young, and we were young, and did a lot of crazy things together.
Okay.
And basically what happened with that was I found her cheating.
Okay.
And she tried to deny it, and we ended up getting an argument in the parking lot. And actually someone seen us arguing and things in the car, and they called the police on me, saying that they felt like I was threatening her, and I was,
Okay. And then the second child?
That's with my ex-wife. You know, we had another altercation. She said she had some cuts down her arm. Said she was bleeding on her arm. Said she had some marks around her neck a little bit, but you know, I don't know, she's crazy. She probably did it to herself, you know, but I'm thinking so.
So, in order for her to have these marks, in order for them to charge you, there had to be some point you were physically together, in the room together, or in the space together, correct? Okay, so what exactly happened in this scenario where you all had this kind of physical interaction? What was the impetus for that?
I mean, like I said, man, came home from a long day at work, and she just don't know when to be quiet, you know, and I just try to relax and get the whining and nagging and throwing stuff, and you know what I mean, and I had to, I didn't mean, I just kind of shook her up a little bit, you know, I didn't choke her or anything, but it happened upstairs in the bedroom, and you know, and she involves my kids in this stuff, and I don't want to be like this in front of my kids, but.
So, this is your third time. So, it seems as if this is a repeated situation for you.
I mean, I know it looks bad. I know it looks bad.
Okay. So, is it possible that there are some things that you might change so that this doesn't continue to happen?
And I need to keep her away from me.
Okay.
She's crazy.
Okay. Well, you all share children. So, chances are she's going to be in your life for a while. I know you've remarried and you've moved on.
Right.
But you guys have children together. And what's the age of your children?
My daughter's 3. My son is 6.
Okay, so they're really young children.
Right.
So at least for another couple years, you guys are probably gonna have to interact with each other, right? Okay. So I think the first case that you mentioned was where you were charged was just a girlfriend, correct? So that was a case that your ex-wife wasn't involved.
Oh, she wasn't involved.
Okay.
Different.
So in all 3 of these scenarios, there seems to be behavior from you.
I just think it's just the crazy women I attract. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
They all crazy.
Okay. So in thinking about the relationships that you've had and these charges, and there seems to be some physical interaction, negative physical interaction, in your dealings with some of these women. Is there anything from your past that, or interactions with other people in your family that makes you kind of angry towards me?
You know, I mean, it's, you know, just growing up, you know, I didn't really have my dad around, but a few times I did see him, you know, he would come around pretty intoxicated.
Okay.
And just, you know, him and my mom, they had a fiery relationship.
Okay.
You know, and, you know, so.
When you say fiery, what do you mean exactly?
They just didn't really get along. You know, like I said, my dad, he come by the house acting crazy and just being crazy. And you know, I remember one time in particular around 7 years old, he came and started beating on my mother one night, and I ended up shooting him, killing him. So I you know, served some time in prison. But I don't really, you know, so.
Okay. So just to recap, so what I hear you saying is that your mother and your father had a pretty abusive relationship. They had a fiery relationship, as you described it, and that he was physically abusive to her. What was your relationship with your mom?
I was very close with her. We had a pretty good relationship. She's the only woman that understood me, and you know, she, you know, it's a very good relationship.
So it's safe to say that in seeing your father abuse her, obviously that you
did, and and sometimes I see myself doing the same things he probably done, just how I react to things.
And so, fast forward into, you ended up killing your father. This was based on a situation between he and your mother. So, from what I hear you saying, you were protecting your mother.
Right. I pulled it. He had an old revolver he kept in the drawer, and he was beating her so bad one night, and I just got it. I was 16 at the time when I killed her.
Very young. And so, how long were you in jail? Did you serve time?
From 16, I got out when I was 24.
And so, a good part of your development years, in your teenage years, you served time for. So, while you were incarcerated, did you ever talk to anyone or seek any help for? I mean, that was a major thing that happened to you.
I talked to some of the inmates, because they're the only people who probably can relate to me. But for the most part, I haven't really been the first person to share this with.
Okay. And so, at 24, you got out of jail. You have not had talked with anyone about this situation. Talk to me about getting out of jail at 24, not having your father around. What did your mother feel after that situation? You killed your father, although, albeit they didn't have the best relationship. What is your relationship with your mom at the age of 24?
Our relationship changed. It was hard on my family. And I don't understand that sometimes why she lashes out at me when I was trying to protect her. And she I don't understand that. So our relationship is not the same. Our relationship has come real distant, and I was just trying to help her. I was a kid, just trying to save her.
So, is it safe to say this is a woman in your life that you think truly understands you, who is now holding quite a bit of anger towards you?
Right. She's the only other woman, so after that, I don't trust any women. I don't trust them.
So, do you by any chance see where your distrust of women may be in fact impacting your relationships? It seems to me, based on what you said, that maybe the anger and the distrust, almost the rejection from your mom, may be entering your current relationships, your relationship with the woman you were dating, your relationship with your ex-wife.
It's a possibility. It's just, I just want to be by myself. Could be.
What do you think you can do differently to kind of work out this anger?
I've tried. For a few years I was fine. She comes over. Some days we're good, and some days she wants to act out in front of my kids, and I don't have that. I act out in front of my kids, but for the most part, I just at times I do drink a little bit. If I just either go to the gym, have a casual drink with the buddies, go out, that's pretty much all I do.
Okay. On the day where you received your last charge, had you been drinking at all?
Just me and the wife was just a couple, drink cups of wine, nothing major.
Okay. Do you think cups of wine had any impact on how you reacted to your ex-wife?
No.
How your wife reacted?
It's the same stuff with her. Every time she comes over, she gets into it with her current wife. I have to defend my current wife, and so.
Okay. So we've got a couple sessions together. You've shared a lot with me today. So going forward, what would you like to continue to talk about? We have to meet, maybe 7 more sessions. What would you like to talk about in our next meeting?
Maybe if I could just, find ways to, she started pissing me off, I just want her to understand, like, don't put my kids involved. You know what I mean? And you know, she really needs help. So she needs